It has been a very intense 2 hours, so you're all tired, and so we have coffee ready. So enjoy a coffee break for how long? 15 minutes? Half an hour. But don't go home just yet, because we still have more to come, and not to mention some very attractive gifts. We have a lucky draw at the end of the day, so stay for the gifts. Very, very nice gifts. So it's a secret, but they're very nice. Okay.
We are going to present to you a fairly new concept in blockchain technology that we're bringing to everybody. What you saw right now in the video is our marketing campaign. We've been going from country to country. We've been to Bangladesh, and we just recently been to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So we're now, this is our first time in Singapore, but I must say that our project is quite interesting. We're a medical blockchain platform. We are not an application, so there's really nothing to show you physically, but we're providing a way of allowing people, allowing companies, allowing hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, healthcare facilities. We're allowing them to get into the blockchain world, basically. We're allowing them to read and write data to the blockchain without knowing anything about it. So our project has started about a year ago. Our private sale has started about a year ago. And it's been about a year now since we started, and we are closing our private sale in the end of December. But one thing interesting about our project is everything is just ready to go. Everything is ready to start. It's really a good time to invest. If you're really serious in investing in a blockchain platform, and a new one, this would be a very interesting one to do, and I really urge you to talk to us if you need some more information. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're out to save lives in bringing blockchain technology to the medical field. Okay, so incredibly, I didn't actually know this myself for the last few months, but counterfeit medicine has caused over 1 million deaths, is attributed to much more than that. There's no specific data for this, but a lot of counterfeit medicine has really contributed to a lot of deaths, and it's not a very good thing to do, but there's no way of verifying whether the medicine is authentic or not. So this is what we're out to accomplish. We're not doing it ourselves, but we're giving people the tools to do this. So we've established a foundation in Japan called the Medical Blockchain Foundation. And this one, we're calling it MBF. Now MBF is a company that M+, our project, is investing in, and is allowing the foundation to go and basically police our blockchain information. Next in line, we have something that we call the Medical Blockchain Platform. This is one I mentioned before. It's called MVP. So the MBF is basically policing the MVP, or administrating it, so to speak. And in utilizing this, it allows application developers, hospitals, and so forth to be able to read and write to the blockchain, and again, without knowing anything about the blockchain. So this is very important, because there's a lot of people developing applications for the medical business, and they know nothing about the blockchain. They don't have any development capabilities. So our project is to provide them with the tools to do this. Now, what is needed for a blockchain for a healthcare business? Well, we've identified 5 things that are very important to do this. And the first thing is permission blockchain nodes. This is very important because basically, unlike Bitcoins and unlike Ethereum, all these cryptocurrencies, anyone can join the network. Anyone can establish a node very easily, and we don't want to do this in the blockchain field. So there needs to be a way to prevent and allow only certain people to join this platform. So we have permissioned blockchain nodes. Second of all, we have sustainable, fast transaction speeds. Speeds has to be very fast in the medical business. We cannot wait hours for data to update on the blockchain. This just cannot be allowed. The third one here is usage. We want people to use this technology without any awareness at all that they're using a cryptocurrency platform. There's cryptocurrency involved. We don't want them to think that. Number four, we need the ability to store all data in addition to a ledger. So there is a lot of data which is required that is not able to be stored on a blockchain. So number five, the possibility of handling multi-signatures. This is an important security feature for the blockchain, especially in the medical field. Okay, so number one, and going deeper, here we have the permission blockchain nodes. We have our medical blockchain foundation is going to administer the control of who joins in and is allowed into our blockchain network. So we will have a public blockchain network, we will have a private one as well. And this helps keep security much tighter. Number two, is fast data transaction speeds. We will be working with a company called Fleta, which is based in Korea actually. They have a very fast, incredibly fast processing blockchain network that we will be utilizing our services on top of. So this is where we couldn't find any other blockchain platforms, technologies today that can reach these kind of speeds that they claim they can do. Okay, number three, we have usage without knowing or any awareness that they're using a virtual currency at all. So you have here in the square box here, you'll notice this is where our coins. We have an MPL coin is being administered in this box. Anything outside of that would be fiat. So fiat currency is accessible in getting into our network. Then we have the ability to store additional data. So images, sound, anything multimedia like video, none of this can be stored on the blockchain today. This is just not possible. So what we've done is we've incorporated IPFS, which is known as Interplanetary File System. It's a big data entity that is decentralized mode of file sharing, and it is also highly encrypted, so it's not easy to access unless we allow it to get accessed. And this is how we're going to allow a lot of the medical information to be able to get processed on the blockchain. And five are multi-sigs. So just like your wallet, you would have your private keys, for example. Well, in a similar fashion, you would have to have, for example, a hospital, a doctor, a patient, and they all have their own private keys. So in other words, a developer could say, look, well, we need 3 private keys to allow a third party, another party, to access the medical information. So upon all 3 parties providing this private key, and only then is when the third party will be able to access the information. So this is our M+ ecosystem. Everything here you see in the again on the box on the left is our network is our platform. Over just to the right of it is the applications. So these applications developers could be in-house developers, it could be medical systems developers, it could be anyone who develops software for the medical business. We don't touch that. We don't actually do anything. We don't develop any applications there. We just don't have the expertise. So we don't do anything in that area. And over to the right is actually the users. The users actually interface with the application. The application developers uses our API and SDK. These are basically software development tools. And the software development tools allow them to access our public blockchain, which is on the far left. Just underneath that is our permission blockchain, which is our private blockchain. Over to the right of that is the IPFS, our big data storage. And then all of the coins that are used at every transaction level of our platform. And all of this, people need to pay for some of this. Some are basically, the transactions are basically, we do have mining available for some of this. So miners can get into this ecosystem and exchange their money at the crypto exchange. Might be somewhere like Tokenize. And then investors and healthcare providers will be able to buy M+ coins, and they'll be able to sell it for any capital gain. Okay, so we have our first development already in process, and this is an actually interesting one. This is to actually take an item to basically know for certain if it's fake or if it's authentic. So we are developing this with a partner in Japan. The company is Topan. Perhaps you've heard of them before. Topan Printing is one of the largest printing companies in Japan, and they have devised an RFID chip, basically we're calling it an IoT tag. It's basically, most of it is made out of paper, and it's just being printed on. Paper rips very easily, so if you try to fiddle around with it, the chip will no longer work. So this will allow people to know whether an item is authentic or not, and you can use a simple smartphone to read the tag, to read all the contents of what that product is. So you can even see the date in which the product was created. You can see the expiration date. Maybe it's disappeared from the package, but all of that will be there in this IoT tag. So, what is M+ project? It's basically, so far, we have investment in two entities, one of which is the MBF Foundation, and the other one is the Medic Group Future, which is based in Malaysia. So, Mr. Tanaka here, you see on the right, is actually the reason why we started the project in the first place. He is the inventor of the human placenta shot, basically. And he's taken human placenta, and you could take these injections and for various health benefits, cosmetic benefits as well. And he was copied, basically. There are a lot of companies, entities, I won't say exactly where, perhaps you would know where, but these entities copied his product and sold this product, even with his picture on the product. So it was quite harrowing experience for him, and he said, look, I want to change this. I don't want this to happen to me ever again. He does have new products in the works, and he wants to use M+ to protect his investment and his development R&D investment. We have secured also import licenses in Malaysia. This perhaps can lead to a lot of interesting things. We're trying to work with the government to help out with halal certifications, as well as with pharmaceutical and healthcare things, just like, for example, supplements and things like that. We're currently looking for a lot of people to work with. We're looking for medical software companies to develop software on our platform. We're looking at pharmaceutical companies so they can share data trial information with hospitals. We're looking for to work with hospitals so they can share patient data with other hospitals. We're looking for all kinds of healthcare facilities to provide information using our blockchain platform. We're trying to work with a lot of companies in a lot of different countries. Of course, we're working with Japan, that's for sure. So we are working with several companies in Japan. We're working with companies also in Malaysia, as I've mentioned. We're now looking at Malta. We're working with Topan, and we're seeking the help of JETRO to get us into more countries. JETRO is a Japanese government for external trade. Okay, so this is the interesting part here. We're really at ground zero when it comes to medical blockchain business. This is not our data. This data is provided by BIS Research. They're located in California. So in California, this is their data. We're just using it here. And they believe that the medical blockchain business today has only been $50 million. In the next 6 years, it'll balloon to almost $2 billion. This is really interesting information because this is kind of similar to where Bitcoin was when it first started in 2009, 2010. So we're really at ground zero for this. So this will give enormous investment opportunities for early investors. So where is N+ going? We're trying to take all this information, we're trying to get a lot of people involved on board on the business side. The investor side, we're trying to get through private sale as well. So we have two entities that drive prices for a coin. So investment is one, but a business side is another. So the other business side is if we were to take just 5% of all the business generated in this medical blockchain business, we can go from literally zero, where we are today, to about $100 million in sales in 6 years. And according to this data, from $50 million to $1.9 billion, it's almost a 40-fold increase. So just going by this data, we're looking at it. And then after that, we're going to start our first testnet of our blockchain. So all of this is going to start very, very shortly. We may continue our ICO sale at that point, but it will be more of an affiliate type of plan. And then applications will start launching from the second quarter onwards. So, arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you very much, Shay. And please contact us if you're interested. Being a partner, we're looking for investment, we're looking for alliances, and we're looking for people to help expand our platform. Today, Ms. Konda here is going to explain everything, but we have a special airdrop today, and we also have a special bonus for anyone interested. You don't have to pay anything today, just a simple application will do. So please come join us in the back. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask us.
I was missing in your presentation what problem you are solving for the medical sector. You are targeting a lot of customers. How would you start, in which customers? And what is the reason why they will come to your platform? Because I don't see exactly the need for them to use this service.
Okay. Okay, that's a good question, but it's a very difficult one to answer because the needs are so wide varying. We're not a very vertical system, we're very horizontal. So there's a lot of potential for a lot of vertical systems to plug into our network. Now, why do they need a blockchain? Okay, right now, medical companies have internal systems and they're located in usually one location. They may have a second backup somewhere else. So one location is very vulnerable to having data stolen. For example, it happens all the time. Banks, it happens to credit card companies. You can get all your data stolen because it's all there, all in one place. So if you can access the server, you can get all that information out. Also, because it's in one location, it's not shareable. You cannot share this information because you don't want people to get into this system. So it's basically, and each data item is really not encrypted, whereas the blockchain it is. So you have data on the blockchain where every single amount of information is encrypted. So it would take you a lot of time to hack, and all you would do is get one person's data, which is, who would do that, right? And then there's no personal information attached to that. Because anything you put on the blockchain, you would not give out your patient's name, you would not give his telephone number, address. That information will be kept, again, by yourself, but all this information that a hospital can do is probably give, like for example, a medical data about a patient, and then he might want to ask a specialist, can you please check this data out? I'd like to get your feedback. Right now what happens, incredible, people put it on CDs, DVDs, and they send it. It takes about a week to get somewhere else, and all this time the patient is suffering. Other things, other usages too could be pharmaceutical information. Pharmaceutical companies don't have access to real patient data. It's just not allowed. This is a way to allow this. Now so again, without any specific personal information, but you can have, like, for example, all the information to all the patients that use a certain medicine to see what the complications were, what the outcome was. It's basically sharing of information is what makes blockchain interesting.
Thank you very much. I know what are the benefits of the technology on the medical sector, and I'm sure all these use cases exist. But what I'm missing is, as a startup, you cannot tag all the needs of the market, and I don't see a roadmap, a clear roadmap on what to start and where to start.
Right. Okay. Sure. Okay. The easiest way we see to get into this is to go after software developers who develop these systems for the medical business. So one company might have their software running in 20 different hospitals, for example. So we ask a developer to create a blockchain-ready application, to make their application blockchain-ready, perhaps as another module, for example. Then they can go out to sell all these hospitals and say, look, we can take your information and put some of it on the blockchain.
Sorry, I think time is up then.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Carry on in the back.
We could talk more if you like,
Sorry.
but
Yes.
thank you. Okay, sorry for every one of you. We are doing a free airdrop. We're giving away 100 coins free of charge. So please, but what we ask is that you please get on our Telegram, which we just started. We've been working in Japan all this time, so now we're starting to work internationally. So please join us on our Telegram, and you will get the 100 coins free. Thank you.
We'll be seeing Chi-Yu again. So next to sign an MOU with Chi-Yu is Mr. Ming, a partner at TRIVE. So Ming is a partner at TRIVE. He leads the investment and partnerships across Southeast Asia. Previously, he was part of the regional business analytics team at AIG. So he worked closely with insurance experts, leading innovative data-driven solutions for implementation across Asia Pacific. He is also the co-founder of PolicyPal, a startup in the fintech, insurtech space, where he led the product, marketing and operation functions. So may we have Ming and Chi on stage. Only Ming? Oh, Ming. Sorry.
Very good evening to all. I'll definitely make this fast so that you can continue on tonight. So a little background of TRIVE. So TRIVE is a Southeast Asian focused venture capital based in Singapore. So over the last 7 years, we have supported more than 800 startups across the region. So from Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, these are our major markets. So we invest into a wide variety of industries, from be it agriculture, AI, platform, fintech, and including blockchain. So these are some of our ecosystem partners that you can see and people that we have worked with over the last 7 years, from governments, education institutes, downstream investors, and more other partners, including accelerators. Some of the government agencies that we have worked with over the last 7 years. TRIVE also has a mentor network of over 80 mentors from the likes of Facebook, Google, IBM, Microsoft, to come and support startups that we've incubated on a pro bono basis. In August 2018, we've also shared that we'll be incubating 250 startups over the next 30 months. So hopefully we'll meet that target by 30 months later. So my managing partner himself is an avid writer on Tech in Asia, E27, as well as me. So he has written more than 100 articles over the last 3 years. So these are some of the articles that he has written. And we also share our thoughts on blockchain columns, including working with funds, accelerators, as well as exchanges. TRIVE is backed by Vice Ventures, and those are some of our partners that we work with. So thank you very much.
So next we have Chi on stage as well. So signing ceremony. And ready to sign an MOU with Chi again is Ms. Janet Lee, CEO of Venture Capital Network Private Limited. Venture Capital Network is the approved sponsor firm for Gibraltar Blockchain Exchange. Led by Janet, the company assists SMEs and aspiring entrepreneurs through ICOs and IPO listings in the regional stock exchanges. So without further delay, Ms. Jasmine.
Good evening, everyone. My pleasure to be here, and thank you, TE, for the invitation and the collaboration opportunity. Okay, I better be a quick one. I think it's getting late. My name is Janet. I'm from the CEO of Venture Capital Network, and we've been around since 2013, and in the traditional equity fundraising and crowdfunding space. It's only about 2 years ago that we actually refocused into ICO and also blockchains due to the shift of the landscape in fundraising. Yes, and we have partners actually across Asia, Europe, and America. And this is our company vision and mission statement, and we believe very much into integrity and honesty in this business. In summary, what we're doing here is into capital management and listing advisory, including the ICO and the STO coming up, right? So what is capital management? And capital management actually encompasses, these are the few areas that we are doing. We're helping project owner in doing this private placement, inclusive of token placement as well. And as well as since we are the sponsor firm for Gibraltar Blockchain Exchange, so therefore we are actually advising them to list on the exchange. And as a sponsor firm, what we do is actually we help the exchange to conduct due diligence on the projects and make sure it's legitimate and also sustainable, and meet all the exchange guidelines before we take them on to the exchange. Yes, right. And also we have set up a new Block Alpha Fund, which is actually a crypto fund that later our Chief Investment Officer, Arthur, he will be, perhaps he will share his investment experience in this panel discussion later. This Block Alpha Fund is actually, what do we want to achieve is to deliver venture capital kinds of absolute returns in the short, medium terms, and into different crypto assets. I think I'll leave this to Arthur to elaborate later in his panel discussion. Right? I just want to touch on a little bit of this Block Alpha Fund, and these are the key investment terms. Basically, this is only open to AI and accredited investors. Minimum investment sum is 50,000 and the lockup period is only 1 year versus the traditional VC fund that you need 5 to 7 years to exit. This is only 1 year. So it's actually pretty good for crypto investor to explore here, right? And our next business structure, one of the pillars is in OTC and IPO advisory. This is in the traditional space that we advise SME to list business into different market like OTC, Nasdaq, QSQB, and also in the Hong Kong Exchange, plus Singapore and Australia Exchange. And for ITO and ICO token advisory, basically we work with our strategic partners and into these 3 areas. The first one is ICO advisory and also pre and post marketing plus the listing advisory, right? And these are some of the projects that we supported, and we have actually helped them to list completed the ICO in Gibraltar as well for the first 2, the OPEX and Infinitus, and some other projects coming along. These are our exchange partners. Tokenize is one of them, other than Gibraltar, and some Indonesian exchange as well. And our strategic partners, inclusive some of the well-known one. Block Asia is actually an exhibition. It's a event organizer. And some law firm as well. These are our team. No time to go into detailed introduction. Well, we have people from as a risk manager, fund manager, as also our fund advisor, plus legal advisor as well as info contact to help project owner to better understand, to provide better solution. Yeah. And to walk you down the memory lane of our company, these are some of the past pictures that we have took in some of the activities. Yeah. These are our Korean partner during the block picture taken during the block show in Korea. And this is the one that we have conducted our capital roadshow in Shenzhen for the some of the project business owner in Singapore and Malaysia. Yeah. And this is one of the project owner project launch, ICO launch, also at FBS here that we are helping them to actually have this launch event. Yeah. And this is one of the what I call the blockchain conference hosted by GBX. Yeah. And some of the past activities you can take a look, yeah, right? And this one is also in China, Shenzhen, OTC and OTC third board and fourth board is the OTC market with this Shenzhen Qianhai Equity Exchange, yes. And this is the one that is a crowdfunding issue back in I think 2017, if I'm not wrong, yeah. Okay, this is to end my introduction. I'd like to share my favorite quote with everybody here, especially the project owner. Don't dream your life, but live your dreams. With that, I thank you.
To stay on stage, and we'll continue with the signing ceremony of the MOU.